Welcome everyone, my name is Adam, Rusmin,
Hello.
Victor.
Hi everyone.
Thanks for joining us once again. Today we're going to talk about what not to do with your CPF, because a lot of times when we talk about CPF, we talk about things that you should do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in this particular roundtable, we want to talk about things that you shouldn't do. All right, we're going to give 4 things. But before I jump into that, I always wanted to highlight this little gift that the CPF gave. It's a book, actually. And I just want to point out that CPF did not sponsor this video.
Yep.
Okay. So just doing it because we want to share stuff about CPF that we think is going to be important. But before that, I just want to point out that CPF is 70 years old.
Oh,
70
long
years
history,
old. Yeah, older than Singapore.
Yeah.
Singapore is 60 years old, CPF is 70 years old, and they have this book here. It actually highlights CPF's journey over the last 70 years. And I think one really interesting thing that I read in the book is that how they had to administer CPF using paper a long time ago, because there's no computers.
How do you track, man?
So like all your CPF balances and everything is using paper receipts and everything. Yeah. So like your banks in the past. So that's quite old. That means my parents had CPF like that.
What happened if you lose the paper?
Yeah, something like that. Okay. So this book is special that they gave it to us. But if you want to have a read, you can actually go to CPF, and then there's basically a link where you can
download the PDF copy.
I don't know if you can download the PDF or you can just access the PDF online.
Yep.
I'm not sure, but there's basically an ebook that you can go read about. It's very, very interesting. I do recommend it. And of course, the CPF has many planners nowadays. You can go to CPF and they have a lot of planners to help you plan your retirement and your healthcare and all that. Do check it out. But that's just what I want to say about CPF. 70 years old. It's been around for some time. All right, so let's go straight into the topic about what you should not do with your CPF, and there are 4 things you want to cover. And the first one is, if you're planning on buying a home, you shouldn't transfer your OA money into your SA money, your SA account. Yeah. And I made this mistake.
What do you do?
Okay, so this is what happened when I was younger. I didn't think about, because a lot of times the tip is like, if you don't need the money, transfer into your SA, because it earns you 4% interest is much higher than your OA of 2.5. Transfer it early when you're young, you have more time to compound it. Makes sense, right? Yeah. And then at that point in time, I really didn't have a plan of buying a home yet. So I was like, I'm just transferring my OA into my SA, and I transferred quite a significant amount until I reached a point where I finally needed to buy a home. And then I realized that, hey,
that's important.
I wish I had more money in my OA now, so I have more for my down payment for my whatever I wanted to buy.
Yep.
And I realized that makes a huge difference, because if you think about it, let's say you had 50,000 that you transfer from your OA to your SA. That 50,000 that if you had kept in your OA can go in your down payment. Yeah. 50,000 means 25% down payment. It can actually mean additional 200,000 when it comes to the budget. Property choice that you have, the budget. Yeah. So I think for properties below 2 million, it makes a huge difference. Like for example, if you're going for like a 1.4 versus a 1.6 million condo, it's different. Yeah. Different locations come into play, the sizes and everything. If you go lower than that, I think for certain HDBs like 800,000 versus a million can be a difference. Yeah. So I think that 200,000 would have come in handy if I had the extra money in my OA instead of in my SA. But in the end, it worked out well. I found something that was within my budget and everything. But I was at one point looking at all the listings on Property Guru, and I was like, oh man, I wish I had this amount of money in my OA so that I had more choices to look at, rather than trying to like stretch the budget and like trying to like figure out whether this thing is something that I wanted to whether I could buy it. Yeah. So that's the first thing. If you can, and you haven't bought your home yet.
No, if you have no intention, then you can transfer.
Yeah, you have no intention. But then that's the thing. I had no intention when I was younger.
Okay.
And then I realized that I if I could at a choice, I would rather forego the extra interest I have earned over the years and actually put it back into my down payment, so I can have the property was more important to me. Okay. Yeah. So that was my experience. So maybe it's different for you, but I think if you had a choice, and if you haven't bought a home yet, I would say keep it in your OA first. Yep. And it's okay. I mean, extra 1.5% interest is actually not a big deal, but I would rather keep it in the OA so that next time I have more capital for my down payment. That gives me more choices in the property market when I finally decide to buy something.
For me, it's not much issue. I already know I need to buy a home, so I don't want to transfer.
I know.
I still did transfer some of my OA, but I already have a
You bought a home already, right?
Yeah. So I still have like excess of cash lying around the OA, and I'm not intending to use it for my future housing. So I just actually transfer it to my SA. Yeah. So you really again look at your situation, right? If you haven't owned a home yet, it's not a good choice to really like transfer into a SA, because you never know that you will need the amount eventually.
Yeah, I'd rather have that flexibility.
Yes,
you
yeah.
can do it, but I'd rather have the flexibility to keep that money in the OA.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I think you shouldn't do with your CPF. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, this one.
Yep. Don't top up your SA account if your income is too low.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Okay.
So unless you assuming that your income will stay low for a long time, then go ahead and top up. Okay, but I think that's not your dream, right? You should be thinking of increasing your income and all this, right? So if you are younger, definitely your income is lower, right? Save those SA top up or MA top up as you get older, because the 8,000 difference, which you cross a certain bracket, it's a lot of savings in tax.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically the reason why most people top up the SA, right, is because they want to get the
tax relief,
right?
Yeah.
So up to like 16,000, right? If let's say if you were to top up your own CPF SA account $8,000, then you could get the relief depending on your income bracket, right? And you can also give it to your loved ones, but that is actually they should be considered a low income group, right? So I have actually calculated this table, like how much saving that you're gonna get, right? So it depends on your income range. Let's say if your income range is between 120,000 to 160,000. Right. Technically speaking, that additional $8,000, if you top up your SA, you could save like $1,000 over dollars. Right. Again, it's depending on the bracket. So let's say if you're in the $30,000-$40,000 kind of income range, annual income. All right. So then your savings will be around $280, right, dollars, right, for $8,000 top up.
So that doesn't really make so much sense.
Makes so much sense. Yeah. So I think as your tax rate go into double digit, I think it may start to make sense to top up. But again, depending on your income. Yeah.
So I think some people they want to rush topping up your SA because of the 4% guaranteed interest. And you think, it's 4%. I might as well put it in as early as I can. Yeah. But then once you hit your FRS, you can't do it anymore. And that may come at a time when your income, like you calculated, is quite high. And the thing about that is like, hey, why don't I do it early? I can earn 4% straight away. But the thing is, actually, if you waited a little bit longer, and then you can still grow your money, right? But then when you actually put in the 8,000, you save $1,000. That's actually more than a 10% return straight up, because you're saving that money straight away.
Because once you put that money, then the CPF will compound 4%. Right? Of course, your initial amount, like I think 60,000 was like first up to 4%, 6%. Right? So that's why I think you should look at your income range. Right? Whether it makes sense to really.
You could be very young and making $100,000 already. I don't know how much you're making, but then it could make sense for you to top up. But I think you should save it up for when your income is much higher. And I will assume that all of us have a goal of growing our income to a point. And then once you have that, start topping up your special account. To get the best out of your tax reliefs. Don't do it so early if you can. So that's number two. Number three is you shouldn't leave your OA uninvested after you've bought a home.
So I think I have to caveat here, right? Because most of the time people use based on what CPF did the statistic. Most people lose money investing their OA account. Right. So the caveat is that a lot of time, what I realize about people using the OA to invest is when someone advised them to, you should invest this, invest that, or now you should invest and all this, right? So to me, it's OA or CPF money is hard-earned money. So you have to be very, very selective, and timing the market is very important than DCA, because you cannot DCA using your OA because there's a limit, there's a certain limit that you can invest, right? So buying at the right time is the most important thing, right? So for example, for me, I've opened my CPF investment account for a long time, but I did not start investing until 2020. But I opened the CPF investment account back in 2010, right? But only until 2020 then I start invested, because I found really good returns that I can really get, right? Because at the point of time, if you have invested in the banks, they are giving you like 6% yield, 7% yield easily. Just the yield alone, don't talk about the gain, it already beats the 2.5%. So to me, right, the company that you invest in must at least have 6% yield, because if not, you transfer to your SA 4% plus 2 as a buffer, 2%. So that's a 6% target that I set when I'm investing using my OA. And you only buy when there's very bad economic crisis, right? If not, I'd rather you just leave it at the 2.5%. Do nothing.
Would you transfer it to your SA assuming you've already bought your home?
I do that also, right?
Okay.
But because I already have a lump sum to already invested already.
Okay.
Right. I bought my home, I'm paying the mortgage, and I already have lump sum invested using my OA account already. So now, because you have to take some time to fill up to the limit, but then I didn't do that, so I just transfer the assets to my SA to fill it up.
All right. So for those who've already bought your home and you have some OA lying around earning 2.5%,
yeah,
it's if you have the opportunity, you would invest it.
Correct. Only in dividend stock. Don't go for growth.
Because you want the guaranteed yield up front,
correct.
right?
Yes,
Because with capital gains, you don't know whether you can actually
at the
make
end,
it
you
back.
want to buy into stable assets,
Yeah.
where you know the over long term, the share price will either be stable or grow, but the yield you get is 6%.
Yeah, again, Victor know what he's doing.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So I think if you don't know how to invest, I would personally, let's say if I don't know how to invest, I would just keep my money there. Because to me, CPF is a bond instrument. Right? That either gives me 2.5% to 4%.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is something that I wouldn't want to touch. Right? It's something that I will fall back on in the event where I lose my active income or I screw up my retirement.
Okay, I know you mentioned dividend 6%, but what about those people nowadays that actually take the CPF OA money and invest it through like a endowers or something like that into the S&P 500?
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I don't really agree with DCA, right? Using your CPF OA, like I told you, there's a limit. Once you cross the limit, right, you cannot invest it, right? But I think for ETF, it's possible to keep going further.
Okay.
I think I checked on the CPF is they are the limits only is for I think stocks.
Okay.
Right. For ETF, I think it's a different instruments and all this, right? I have to
confirm that.
Yeah, reconfirm that. But so far, I know the REIT ETF is you can do it without the limits. Okay. For the S&P 500, I'm not really sure. Right. But I assume because ETF they think it's safe assets, they allow it to dollar cost average and all that. Okay. But I still feel for CPF, timing the market is very important. You don't DCA the CPF money, especially you DCA on I feel it should be in the home assets.
Okay.
Right.
If you
like, because this is your retirement sum, you should DCA or should buy into the home assets.
But some people are comfortable just
with the forex risk. Yeah. So that's why I say you must make sure that you are able to beat like 6%. Right. You are very, very sure that you can beat 6%.
Yeah.
I think then that and you can take the volatility that's okay for you.
Yeah. I think for some people they're actually comfortable with the OA lying around. They rather just put it in S&P 500 because they actually believe in the long-term index growth of the US. I think that's totally fine. And those options were not available in the past, right?
Yep.
So like now you can do it, and that's an option as well. But basically, if you're leaving your money at 2.5 and there's opportunity for you to grow more than that, and you want to be the 4% or that the SA offers you as well.
Yeah. But you're going through endowers all this, you must know that there's the additional fees on that when they manage your accounts and all this. So you must take note as compared to when you just buy direct on the ETF, which I don't think there is
but you can't do it directly through your CPF, right?
Yeah, I think, but you can do it for STI ETF.
Yeah, for STI. Yeah. Okay. That's the third thing. So the fourth thing that you shouldn't do with CPF is to withdraw your
money at 55.
At 55, yeah. Some people do that.
That's what a lot of people do. When you reach 55, just take out the money and take out the money and spend. Okay. I think at the end of the day, you should treat CPF like a bank account that give you 2.5%. Right? If you want to withdraw and you find better instruments that can beats the 2.5% and yet give you the flexibility, right? Then you can take out, like for instance, your SSB. Your SSB maybe give you a CAGR return of 3%. It's much better than your CPF. Just withdraw your CPF and buy, because your CPF cannot buy SSB, but you can buy treasury bill, right? But you withdraw and buy SSB and make the 3%. So when there's opportunity cost, then you do the switch. If not, you just treat your CPF like a bank account. Right now SSB is way below your CPF. You won't want to withdraw it, right? You leave it until opportunity comes, you can take and invest, up to you.
I think another thing that I can point out is that, let's say you've accumulated quite a huge amount in your OA for whatever reason. If you withdraw it, you can't actually put it back if you want to, if I remember correctly. So there's you can, if you do top ups, it goes into your SA or RA accounts.
But if you fill up already,
only
you still go back to your OA.
So but you can't just, let's say you take it out, it's like, I think I want to put it back in. I think you can't do that. So once you take it out, The only way it goes back in is, I think, through voluntary contributions.
Yes.
Or you're still working, then you still can go
but
in
you'll
that way.
split to your 2 accounts, sorry, because if you reach 35, your SA is gone. Your RA is not there. So you'll split between your MA and your OA.
But I'm just assuming that's full.
Let's say it's full, everything will go back to your OA.
But there's a limit because there's only so much you can
30,000, I think.
37,000, something like that.
Yeah, correct.
That you can contribute every year to your CPF. So let's say you take out 200 grand from your CPF. You can't just put in 200 grand
correct.
later on if you change your mind.
Yeah.
So I think you should actually take your time to withdraw it, your CPF. You just keep it there, 2.5%, unless you say there's a better investment opportunity.
And nowadays with so many scams, I'd rather you put your money back in the CPF, just in case you get scammed,
Correct, because the banks, if your bank account, you have control over it, the scammers can get to it.
In the
but CPF, nah.
If someone were to ever bankrupt, they are not allowed to touch your CPF amount.
Yeah, correct. So like you can't HDBs and CPF.
It's like your safeguard,
safety net.
And nowadays CPF allow you to set the withdrawal limit. Like you cannot withdraw too much because they're afraid that you get cheated off by scam also. So do remember to take note about this features that CPF have.
Yeah, so I think these are the 4 things that we feel that you shouldn't do with your CPF. Of course, you can, if you want to, go ahead, do it whatever you want, if you know what you're doing. But these are 4 things that we think that you shouldn't do with your CPF, which is number 1, just to summarize, transfer your OA to your SA before you bought a home, because I think the extra money in OA really comes in handy during a down payment. Number 2 is to top up your SA before your income grows too high. You should wait for your income to go up, then you top up, and then you can enjoy the tax reliefs. I think that's better. Of course, leave your OA uninvested. After you bought a home, I think you should start investing if you have the opportunities like you mentioned. And then the last one is when you turn 55, don't be in a rush to take out everything. Unless you just want a YOLO or something. I don't know. Some people do that. But you should keep it in there, because if you don't know how to do it, just keep it in there and take it out only when you need to. For certain things. So I think these are the 4 things that you shouldn't do with your CPF. We talk about a lot of things that you should do, but I think for this particular roundtable, we just want to cover the things that you shouldn't do. Let us know if you agree or disagree with these 4 things, because you might have different opinions and we want to hear about them as well in the comment section. Or if there's another tip that you think that's going to be helpful as well, you shouldn't do with your CPF, you can share it in the comments as well. We can all learn about it. People who watch this video can learn too. So put them in the comment section. Alright, anything else you want to share, guys?
That's all.
That's pretty much it. Okay, so my name is Adam, Rusman, Victor. Thanks for joining us. Always share your experiences with us in the comment section. It's going to be very helpful for everyone. If you like this roundtable, please hit the like button. It will really help us a lot, and subscribe to our channel. Many more roundtables coming up, and we'll see you again.